Alright, today in this 2012 Chevrolet Equinox, we're going to install part number BX1689 from Blue Ox. Okay, first thing we need to do is go ahead and get underneath the hood and remove some fasteners. There'll be 4 screws across the front that we have to remove. And plus 2 push pins on each side that we have to remove. Next, we need to go underneath the fender well on the driver's side. There'll be 2 fasteners to remove. There'll be a Torx screw we have to remove, and also there'll be a hex bolt that'll be facing upwards in the fender well that we have to remove as well. We'll do this on both sides of the vehicle. Now going towards the front of the fender well, towards the bottom, there'll be 3 more fasteners to remove. 2 push pins and another Torx fastener. Again, we'll do this on both sides. Next, we'll go at the very bottom of the fascia, the part that faces the ground, and there'll be 2 bolts that we have to remove on each side, located here and here. Alright, now at this point we can go ahead and remove the bumper cover. We'll pull back on the corners by the fender well, pull it apart, then we can pull forward. Now this vehicle has fog lights installed, so we'll pull it out and then disconnect the fog lights. And it's definitely a good idea to have an extra set of hands while you're doing this. Alright, now I gotta move over to the passenger side of the frame where we have to remove an air baffle. There'll be 2 fasteners that we have to remove. We'll set it off to the side so it'll be reinstalled later. Okay, now we have to trim the frame and the bumper structure. We'll have to make a notch on each side of the vehicle. We'll go ahead and make our marks. We'll measure about 1 3/4 over from the edge and then go straight down. So we should take out a triangle shaped piece. We'll use a reciprocating saw to make our cut. Alright, now I'll go ahead and take the end of the bumper structure and we'll have to bend it out using a pair of vice grips. We want to make the shape 90-degree angle. We'll do this on both sides. Next, we'll go ahead and remove the temperature sensor and zip tie it to a location on the bumper structure. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and make a mark on the side of a frame. Right behind where the bumper structure meets up to the frame, we're going to measure down about 1 1/8 inches. Then we go ahead and slide our base plate into place. You want an extra set of hands? We'll run the base plate up to the mark we made, and then we'll clamp it to the bumper structure using a couple large C-clamps or vice grips. Once we have it level, we'll go ahead and drill out the bottom holes first, using the base plate as a template. Drill out a pilot hole first, and then go ahead and drill out our final hole size. And we'll drill it out with a 13/32 drill bit. After we drill out the hole, we'll install a 3/8 by 1.5 inch hex bolt with a lock washer and nut. And we'll also use Loctite red on the bolts. We'll snug down the bolts, we'll make sure that the base plate is level, and then we'll go ahead and tighten it down and torque the bolts as specified in instructions. Then we can go on, use the other remaining holes in the base plate for a template to drill out the remaining holes. They'll also get the 3/8 bolts with a lock washer, and then on the back side, we'll get the handle nuts. Now I can go ahead and reinstall the air baffle. We'll add a few washers behind the mounts to space it out away from the base plate a little bit. Now these washers did not come with the kit. Alright, now I can go ahead and attach the permanent base plate safety cables. We'll go ahead and attach it to the convenience link located on both sides of the base plate. Now we're going to take these cables, run it around the frame and back to the base plate. We'll do this on both sides of the vehicle. Now I'll take a moment to install the bracket for the breakaway switch. We'll drill a hole into the bottom side of the bumper with a 1/4-inch drill bit between an electrical rod and a convenience link. We'll go ahead and install the 1/4-inch bolt and with a 1/4-inch flange nut. At this point, we go ahead and start reinstalling the bumper cover. It's a good idea to hold it up in place and see where it interferes with the base plate. Now, it looks like on the inside corners of the opening, we're going to have to make an adjustment there. On the inside edge, we're going to measure about a little over 1 inch here. And then we'll make it draw an angle going back towards the corner. We'll do this on both sides. We also made a mark where our bracket for the breakaway switch is, so we're going to cut out the foam for that area too. Then we'll try to test fit one more time, make sure bumper cover fits into place. This may take a couple of tries due to vehicle variances to get the proper fit. We've also noted that the corners of the base plate touch the corners of the fascia on the inside. We marked it in yellow. We'll go ahead and notch it out. Okay, we also, to make things a little bit easier, we also made some notches in the foam structure underneath of it to give us some little extra wiggle room for our base plate to reinstall the bumper cover. Now we'll just go ahead and reinstall all the fasteners for the bumper cover in reverse order. Okay, for bumper cover installed, now I can go ahead and show you how the removable tabs work. We basically slide them in, align the slots, push them in, and then twist them until the lock catches. Okay, with tabs installed, you're ready to apply the tow bar to it. Okay, with that, that'll finish it for our install part number BX1689 from Blue Ox on our 2012 Chevrolet Equinox.